Welcome back to my Keto Naturopath Kitchen. Today I'm making a Sicilian eggplant caponata. I'm Sicilian and I love eggplant. We grew eggplant this year. It's the first time I've ever been able to grow any eggplant, but this is a great either appetizer or side dish. Clean keto, low carb, and Sicilian. So you start off by a medium-sized saucepan and about a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. I never measure my olive oil. I love olive oil, so make sure okay. And then once that's heated up, we're going to add celery. And I have 113 grams or 4 ounces of celery. So we're going to put that in the pan. Love that sizzle. And we're going to cook this until it's softened. Celery takes longer than the other ingredients to cook, so we're cooking that first to get it translucent and softened. Then we're going to add in the onions and garlic. I just love this dish as I just eat it more of as a side dish, but it's a great appetizer. I'll tell you about our eggplant. I have never been able to grow eggplants before. So we bought one eggplant plant and I got 4 gorgeous eggplants and I was so excited, and I did videos of the way my mother makes eggplant parmesan and also a baba ganoush. So that was amazing. And then I looked at our plant and there were 12 more eggplants growing. I was so excited. I just thought I was in heaven. And then something killed the eggplant plant. I picked most of the eggplants. I'm not sure if they're still growing, but I picked most of them. So I probably have more eggplant than you need for this, but I needed to pick my eggplants because I wanted to be able to eat them, and if I left them on this dying plant, I'm not sure what would have happened to them. I don't know what killed the plant. It was going gorgeously. It was like a tree, and it looked like a Christmas tree with all these purple bulbs hanging down. It was beautiful. And then something killed it. I don't know what. This is our first year gardening in North Carolina, so I'm not sure. However, in New England, I never even got one eggplant, so I'm way ahead. It's starting to get translucent, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add onions and garlic. And this is 1 clove of minced garlic and 70 grams of finely diced onion, or 2 ounces. You can add more garlic if you like. I like garlic, so I made sure it was the biggest clove we had. And now this is going to cook down until the onions are translucent. And this is going to cook a little more, but to have the onions translucent is perfect. Do it, don't want the garlic to burn. All right, so the onions are pretty much translucent. So I'm going to put this mixture back in the dish. I'm going to add more olive oil. I have a lot of eggplants, so probably more than the 2 tablespoons of whatever it says. Now this is 4 pounds or 730 grams of cubed eggplant. And as I said, it's probably more than you need, but I wanted to use up my eggplant before they spoiled. Some are peeled, some are not peeled. You can peel or not, it doesn't matter, whatever you prefer. So now that I have the bottom, I didn't want to splash hot olive oil on me, so. Now we're going to cook these until the eggplants start to brown and soften. That might take 5 or 10 minutes, so I'll see you in 5 to 10 minutes when the eggplant's done. So the eggplant is browned, It's not completely cooked yet. It will continue cooking later. What we're going to do is add back in the celery, onions, and garlic. And I have 12 Kalamata olives. Oh, look at all that juice. Got to get that in. 12 Kalamata olives that are chopped. And also to that we have, it's a cup and a half of chopped, canned, drained plum tomatoes. I have these plum tomatoes I bought here. Also Marzano tomatoes are plum tomatoes. If you have I had a hard time finding plum, but then I saw Marzano and it's like, yep, that's the same thing. And also to that, we add 1.5 tablespoons of capers. I buy capers in a jar. So add the capers. Capers are salty, so it calls for a tablespoon of tomato paste. I didn't have any tomato paste. I'm just adding some of the juice from the can of tomatoes because what we're going to do, actually, I'm just going to add all the juice. Because it's going to, you're going to cook this until it thickens. Again, I have more eggplant than maybe about half of the eggplant. So maybe 2 pounds of eggplant. But I'm going to cook this down. So the eggplant's going to finish cooking. The tomatoes will cook. And it's going to be delicious. So I'm going to cook this down and then I'll be back. So the caponata has been simmering probably about 15-20 minutes. The eggplant's nice and soft now and it is thickened up, so I'll turn it off. I had put in a teaspoon of salt. The instructions said put the salt in after, and I'm thinking, no, salt goes in as it's cooking. So I added the salt as it was cooking. It's time to taste it. There are a couple of ways you can taste it. As I say, if it is as an appetizer, you can just put it on some focaccia. This is focaccia I made with whole eggs and not just the egg whites. Oh, that's good. You can always also use pork rinds, but the focaccia tastes better. I need one more bite and then I'll show you one more thing. It tasted great like that, but I forgot one ingredient that you add at the end. 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Gives it a little tang. Great as a side dish. I think tonight we're going to have this as a side dish to our meal. Sicilian eggplant caponata. Oh, I love it.